this landscape in the style of the Florida Highwaymen. Took 2 days to do because we had to wait for the paint to dry. First we had to paint the background sky and the clouds with our watercolor paint. And then we had to paint foreground objects like trees and birds and blades of grass with the tempera paint. We're gonna try and do that today in Photoshop. I think it'll be quick and easy and definitely not messy. And we're gonna do it like this. First, you're gonna wanna open Photoshop. I could go over here, but to be more like you guys, I'm gonna pull it up right here. Wait for it to load. Instead of 12 by 18 or the 12 by 12 inch square, we're gonna do a file with new dimensions. We're gonna go to New File. We are going to do 17 inches. Nope, 17 inches by 11. We'll stick to 72 pixels per inch for the resolution. Create. There is our picture. The first thing I'm going to want to do is paint the sky. When we're working on a landscape, you work from the background to the foreground. So the measurements aren't important, but remember Control R gives you your rulers. Pressing Control and R. I'm going to drag this guideline. I'm going to do this guideline just looking at it. This guideline's about 1/4 of the way down. I'm not measuring it, I'm just eyeballing it. Grab my selection tool and I want 2 blues. Let's go with light blue here and an even lighter blue right here. And the paint bucket, I don't want the paint bucket tool, I want the gradient tool. If I make a long line, that should be a nice long gradient. Ooh, it goes from light to dark. I don't know if you guys can tell that, but it did. If I wanted to make that a darker blue, I could try that again. Oh no, I went the wrong direction. Let me try that this way. There we go. Lighter on the horizon, darker at the top. Perfect. That's the sky. Done. That's in the background layer. The clouds. I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to call this one Clouds. And if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys, I'm probably going to use a lot of layers to create these clouds. Color. Our clouds were yellowish. I want a very soft brush for this. I'm in brush mode, maybe 2 or 3% in the clouds layer. The neat thing about clouds is they are impossible to mess up. And I am alternating my brush sizes. That's a very light yellow. Those are my clouds. And I think I want to take a white and do some white highlights. Let me make a new layer here just for white highlights. New layer. And I'm going to put these little highlights along the top of my clouds. A lot of clicking. Now with the opacity tool, you can change how much of that white that we see. I think I like it like that. Merge down. Those are my clouds. If I want them whiter still, I can go to Image Adjust Brightness and adjust the brightness. Those look good. We're going to go with pink undersides. The underside of these clouds, these are three-dimensional clouds, the underside of the clouds I want to be pink. So I'm going to do this in a new layer, come up here, grab a pink. I think I like that one. And now here we go. Again, changing the size of my brush as I'm using it. Okay, change the opacity a little. That looks like I drew it, so let me go to File, Blur. I don't know, Motion Blur. I like that. Nice wispy clouds. Merge down, and now my clouds are done. Once I've done that to my clouds, I'm going to go ahead and merge visible, and now it's time for some trees. And you're probably thinking, I don't want to draw palm trees in Photoshop, and I don't blame you. I'm going to go to Google Images. I'm going to type in palm tree silhouette. Oh my gosh, I spelled it right. Let me go to Images. This looks pretty good. Copy, Photoshop, edit, paste. Let's see how this looks blown up. Edit, transform, scale. Not bad, but not great. I can make these look a little bit sharper. I can go to brightness, contrast, increase the brightness, increase the contrast. Maybe darken the trees. I can even go to image adjust threshold, and that just makes it strictly black and white. That's pretty good. At this point, I can get my magic wand and delete all the whites. Just like that. Now it's only black. Okay, my original picture had two big trees in the foreground. I'm going to highlight those, Control X, Control V. I'm going to name those two big trees. It had three trees behind those trees. So I'm going to make sure I'm still in layer 1. Control X, Control V, cut and paste. 3 trees. And it had a variety of trees on the horizon line. Oop, so let me grab these. These will work. Control X, Control V. BG trees, BG for background. Layer 1. Control X, Control V, more background trees. Turn that eyeball off. More background trees. Control X, Control V. And I think these are the last ones I want to grab. Right here. Control X, Control V. BG trees. Now I can throw this away. We need to arrange our trees the way we want them to show up in our picture. So here's a background tree. I can put these background trees over here. These background trees maybe here. These trees here. These actually look pretty big, so I do think I need to shrink them. Merge visible. Select these, edit, transform, scale. They're right there near the horizon line. Click off of them, select these, edit, transform, scale, right here. And now my 3 trees in the foreground and the bigger trees above them. Okay, I think that looks pretty good, guys. Now my background trees, I'm gonna just make them a dark blue because they're far away. If I hit my paint bucket tool, if I make sure they are not contiguous, any black becomes blue like that. Easy. Now, we haven't played with our brushes at all. I'm going to go to pencil tool. I'm going to come up here and look at different brushes. I think I want a dry brush, Kyle Ultimate Charcoal Pencil. It looks like this, like I'm drawing with a piece of charcoal. Kind of neat. Control Z. I'm just going to click all around here to make some bushes. And if I click, with my bracket key on my keyboard, I can make these bigger or smaller while I'm doing it. Just like that. The 3 trees in the foreground, they're a little bit closer, so I want a darker blue. Paint bucket them, and with the same Kyle brush, charcoal brush, I can splatter some leaves around here and here. Now, my 2 big trees. I want to magic wand all of that black. I want to get a nice brown for the tree trunks. Oh, I don't want this brush anymore. I think I want a soft brush. There we go. Back to what we consider normal. I'm gonna color this tree trunk brown and this tree trunk brown. I think we're gonna find 3 different greens for the palms. Here's one. Here's another one. I can probably even go darker for some shadows. And I can go lighter. Maybe I want to do this in a new layer. Lighter on this half of my trees. Because that highlight is in a different layer, I can take my eraser tool and go back and refine some of this. Just like that, and I can even highlight the brown. Oh, nope. Merge down. Now my 2 big trees are together. I can magic wand this brown. I can get a lighter brown. And I can draw on this half of my tree trunk, just like this. Looking at my picture, I've got dark green here. I want that charcoal brush again. Oh, it should be right here in the memory. I'm going to do some splatter on the trunks, a lot of splatter down here on the island. I can eyedropper some light green. Like this. I can get some middle green. Like that. And I would say, zooming out, those trees are done. So now I need to turn this eyeball off and merge all of my trees. I'm going to highlight the bottom, select it with my selection tool, and delete it. Just like that. I'm going to merge this visible, and I'm going to select the entire top half of my picture. Edit, copy, edit, paste, and there it is. Once that's done, edit, transform, flip vertical. It's upside down. Filter, distort, ripple. You've got small ripples, large ripples. I'm going to do medium ripples. You can adjust the amount. I'm going to take it all the way to 999. I'm going to click on OK. And now I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Scale, and hold down the Shift key and squish it. Squish it, squish it, squish it, just like that. Highlight, select, delete. And now it looks like the trees are reflected, the trees and the sky are reflected in the water. So close to being done. Some grass and some birds. And a horizon line. Let me grab this green. Let me grab a soft brush. Let me, I don't know, 23. Click here on the guideline, press Shift, click here, and there is my horizon line. View, guides, clear guides. Oh no, I can still see a seam. Let me take this light green, grab my brush tool, make it a little harder and a little smaller, click here, hold down Shift, click here. There's my horizon line. So close to being done. Birds. I'm going to zoom in. Oh, I'm going to merge these layers together, merge visible. I'm going to do a new layer for birds. I'm going to use this blue with the eyedropper tool and a soft brush. Not that soft. I'm going to draw a bird here and here and here and here. Draw a bird here and here. And you might be thinking these birds look terrible. Well, with the eraser tool, I'm going to make it a very hard brush. I can go back and erase around the bird. Like this. There are my birds. They look much better. Merge down, and now for the last thing, let's do some grass silhouettes. Tall grass silhouette. Oh, there it is. Check. Ooh, I think I like this one. Click. Edit, copy, edit, paste, zoom out, delete, delete. I'm gonna magic wand the black like that. I'm gonna turn this layer off, get a new layer. I'm going to color black with a big old pencil. Now it looks like that. Throw away that one and drag this one down into the foreground like that. That looks very much like the painting that we did, except we don't have to wait for the paint to dry. That's nice. If you want to, I think I want to, I'm going to make another layer of this grass and drag it over here like that. And that, boys and girls, is finished. Don't forget to go to File, Export, Export As, save it as a JPEG, and send it to me in Canvas. See you next time. Bye.